We have come a long way together. In this book, I have shared a feast of ideas with you, strategies that are sure to satisfy your appetite for wealth and happiness. And yet, I must also share with you a concern. You see, if you assimilate all the information in this book, you could probably call yourself an expert on the principles of wealth and happiness. Why? You could no doubt even give a lecture on the philosophical aspects of success and sound pretty impressive at that. But you must do more in life than know the theory of how things are supposed to work. In the free enterprise system, you must act to make things happen. Only applied knowledge counts. So how do you go about bridging the gap between knowledge and action? Is there a third component that acts as a catalyst? Fortunately, there is. It is our emotions. Emotions are the most powerful forces inside us. Under the power of emotions, human beings can perform the most heroic as well as the most barbaric acts. To a great degree, civilization itself can be defined as the intelligent channeling of human emotion. Emotions are the fuel and the mind is the pilot which together propel the ship of civilized progress. Which emotions cause people to act? There are 4 basic ones. Each or a combination of several can trigger the most incredible activity. The day that you allow these emotions to fuel your desire is the day you'll turn your life around. Disgust usually does not equate the word disgust with positive action. And yet properly channeled, disgust can change a person's life. The person who feels disgust has reached a point of no return. He or she is ready to throw down the gauntlet at life itself and say, I've had it. That's what I said after my humiliating experience. I've had it, I said. I don't want to live like this anymore. I've had it with being broke. I've had it with being embarrassed, and I've had it with lying. Yes, productive feelings of disgust come when a person says, enough is enough. Period. The person has finally had it with being a loser. He's had it with mediocrity. He's had it with those awful sick feelings, more fear, pain, and humiliation. He sees his wife walking home through the canned goods aisle of the supermarket to buy a can of beans, and he knows what's going to happen. He knows she will look at the brand that costs 69 cents and the brand that costs 67 cents. And he knows that although she prefers the 69-cent brand, she will buy the one for 67 cents. And he knows all too well the reason she will buy the cheaper can, to save 2 cents. 2 cents! The person, sick inside, says, I've had it with being on my knees in the dust looking for pennies. We are not living like this, nigh more. Look out! This could be the day that turns a life around. Call it what you will. The I've had it day, the never again day, the enough's enough day. Whatever you call it, you can call it powerful. There is nothing so life-changing as gut-wrenching disgust. Conversely, there is nothing more pitiful than mild disgust. Someone says, I kind of think I've had it. How pathetic, how spinless. There isn't enough fuel in that kind of emotion to propel a toy boat in a bathtub. Most of us need to be pushed to the wall to make decisions. And once we reach that point, we have to deal with the conflicting emotions that come with making them. We have reached a fork in the road. Now, this fork can be a 2-prong, 3-prong, or even 4-prong fork. No wonder that decision-making can create knots in our stomachs, keep us awake in the middle of the night, or make us break out in a cold sweat. Making life-changing decisions can be likened to internal civil war. Conflicting armies of emotions, each with its own arsenal of reasons, battle each other for supremacy of our minds. And our resulting decisions, whether bold or timid, or thought out or impulsive, can either set the course of action or blind it. I don't have much advice to give you about decision-making, except this: whatever you do, don't camp at the fork in the road. Decide. It's far better to make a wrong decision than to not make one at all. Each of us must confront our emotional turmoil and sort out our feelings. As one young entrepreneur said to me, after deciding to risk all and start a new business, I have given up on the idea of getting rid of the butterflies in my stomach, but at least now I can make them fly in formation most of the time. You, of course, have a tremendous tool for decision making, right? If you did the exercises on goals, said and you did, didn't you? If not, it's not too late to do them now. You have a long range and short range plan for your life. All you have to do now is decide to act by showing the proper desire. Desire, how does one gain desire? I don't think I can answer this directly because there are many ways. But I do know 2 things about desire. 1, it comes from the inside, not the outside. 2, it can be triggered by outside forces. Almost anything can trigger desire. It's a matter of timing as much as preparation. It might be a song that tugs at the heart. It might be a memorable sermon. It might be a movie, a conversation with a friend, a confrontation, or a bitter experience. Even a book such as this one can trigger the inner mechanism that will make some people say, I want it now. Therefore, while searching for your hot button of pure, raw desire, welcome into your life each positive experience. Don't erect a wall to protect you from experiencing life. The same wall that keeps out disappointment also keeps out the sunlight of enriching experiences. So let life touch you. The next touch could be the one that turns your life around. Resolve says, I will. These two words are among the most potent in the English language. While a great statesman once said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake even its existence on the extent of its purpose. In other words, when someone resolves to do or die, nothing can stop him. The mountain climber says, I will climb the mountain. They've told me it's too high, it's too far, it's too steep, it's too rocky, it's too difficult. But it's my mountain. I will climb it. You'll soon see me waving from the top, or you'll never see me, because unless I reach the peak, I'm not coming back. Who can argue with such resolve? When confronted with such iron, willed determination, I can see time, fate, and circumstance calling a hasty conference and deciding we might as well let him have his dream. He said he's going to get there or die trying. The best definition for resolve I've ever heard came from a schoolgirl. As is my custom, I was lecturing about success to a group of bright kids at a junior high school. I asked, who can tell me what resolve means? Several hands went up, and I did get some pretty good definitions, but the last was the best. A shy girl from the back of the room got up and said with quiet intensity, I think resolve means promising yourself you will never give up. That's it! That's the best definition I've ever heard. Promise-yourself-yo-u-l-n-e-v-r-g-i-v-o-p. Think about it. How long should a baby try to learn how to walk? How long would you give the average baby before you say, that's it, you've had your chance? You say that's crazy. Of course it is. Any mother in the world would say, my baby is going to keep trying until he learns how to walk. No wonder everyone walks. There is a vital lesson in this. Ask yourself, how long am I going to work to make my dreams come true? I suggest you answer, as long as it takes. That's what resolve is all about. ASTION, knowledge fueled by emotion equals action. Action is the last part of the formula. It's the ingredient that ensures results. Only action can cause reaction. Further, only positive action can cause positive reaction. Action. The whole world loves to watch those who make things happen, and it rewards them for causing waves of productive enterprise. I stress this because today I see many people who are really sold on affirmations. And yet there is a famous saying that faith without action serves no useful purpose. How true! I have nothing against affirmations as a tool to create action. Repeated to reinforce a disciplined plan, affirmations can help create wonderful results. But there is also a very thin line between faith and folly. You see, affirmations without action are the beginnings of self-delusion. And for your well-being, there is little worse than self-delusion. It's like the sales executive who comes out of a sales meeting all revved up and says, I'm going to be the biggest in the business, but then puts no disciplined thought or action behind her words. She might as well be walking west looking for the sunrise. As we approach the end of our journey together, I have some questions I want you to ponder. The first is, why should you try? Children often ask why questions. And this is an important why question. I mean, why get up early? Why work so hard? Why read that many books? Why make that many friends? Why go that far? Why earn that much? Why give that much away? The best answer to the why should you try question is another question, why not? What else are you going to do with your life? Why not see how far you can go? Why not see how much you can earn or read or share? Why not see what you can become or how much you can grow? Why not, after all, you'll be here until you go? Why not stay here in style? The third question goes a bit further. It demands, why not you? Some people have done the most incredible things with a limited background. Some people do so well that they get to see it all. Why not you? Why not you watching the morning mist over beautiful islands? Why not you soaking up history in ancient towers or exploring dark mysteries? Why not you having lunch in one of those charming cafes overlooking famous avenues? Why not you? There is nothing like a stroll through halls of mirrors at grand palaces or gazing at famous artwork in great museums. Why not you sailing a schooner in tropical waters? Do you know where the most exquisite seashells are? I can show you. Why not you shopping on famous avenues, staying at luxurious hotels, having fine meals at renowned restaurants? Why not you drinking in beautiful sunsets? Why not you enjoying all that life has to offer, knowing that it is your reward for disciplined and consistent effort? Why not you? And now, my friend, here's my last question to you. Why not now? Why postpone a better future when so much that is wondrous awaits your command? Get at it today. Get some new books? Make your detailed goal plan. Take a successful person out to lunch. Find new ways to increase your productivity. Develop a lifestyle of generosity and love. Make a new effort to believe in yourself and get moving. Finally, ask for spiritual help. Yes, I believe our future success is up to us, but I also know that we all need spiritual sustenance, especially when our resolve weakens as we face adversity. There is a story about a man who took a rock pile and in 2 years turned it into a lovely garden filled with the most beautiful flowers. One day, a holy man came by. He had heard about the garden, as its fame spread for miles around, but he also wanted to make sure the gardener didn't forget the ultimate creator. So he said, "Gardener, you have certainly been blessed with a beautiful garden." The gardener understood. "You're right," he said. "If it weren't for the sunshine, the rain, the soil, and the miracle of the seed and the seasons, there would be no garden at all. But you should have seen this place a couple of years ago when the divine had it all to himself. You and I have been given the gifts of life, but it's up to us to decide if we are going to use universal laws to create and to prosper.